You know, one person that did not show up in this movie. I am gonna spoil this little thing. I'm sorry if all right, hey everyone. This is my first movie review ever, and possibly my last. Who knows? Um, I'm your host, Captain America. I gotta take his mask off eventually. It's not comfortable whatsoever. It's only been a couple of hours since I watched the movie, and I will tell you if I like it or not. Is it worth watching or not? You have to stick around to get my full review to really know. I do want to apologize in advance though. Like, this is not gonna be the greatest review you ever watch. Don't expect that because this is the first time I've ever done it. As long as I've been doing YouTube and Twitch, I have been wanting to do this type of thing, a movie review, but I just haven't had time or didn't have the equipment or maybe even the confidence to do so. Hell, I barely got confidence today to do so, but I still want to do it. Um, do a review on this. It's a very interesting movie, to say the least. So the movie started off uh very action driven, to say the least. You have the old Captain America. He does make a return. The Isaac character from was Winter Soldier and Falcon, that series. He was the Captain America back in the day, back in the 50s. That they took an experiment on. Put him in prison, and then they experiment on the guy for many years. He was the Captain America before Steve Rogers. Oh, may I also add, this is going to be, I'm trying to make it a non-spoiler review, so I'm trying to be careful on how much information I said, but I'm still going to put a label on the thumbnail spoiler, just to make sure if I were to say something that was not in the trailer, or maybe something I should have mentioned, just in case. So I don't want people to click on my thing, think it's not spoiler, and the next thing I know, I mistakenly said something that ruined the movie for him. So you got Isaac. That's the character name. Isaac. We have his return, which he did an amazing job as that version of Captain America. You have the new Captain America, um, who was originally Falcon, and then we have his new partner, who is now the new Falcon. It's a lot of characters in the movie. Mad. And then you have General Ross, played by Harrison Ford, because the original actor excuse me. The original actor unfortunately passed away some time ago. So we do have him playing by a different character. I gotta take this off seriously. This is not comfortable. Man, excuse me. I gotta take that. I gotta take the mask off. It's not comfortable whatsoever. You have we have the Red Hawk, which is General Ross, which is now President Ross. I mean, there's a lot to say about the movie, but at the same time, I'm trying to be very careful. Should you or should you not go see the movie? That's really up to you. How you feel about Marvel films in general? How you feel about superhero movies in general? Personally, I would strongly suggest go out and watch the movie yourself instead of watching reviews and then possibly going trying to figure out if you want to see it or not. Just go see it, whether you like it or not. Just go see it. It's I think it's something that people do a lot of is they watch reviews and based on someone else's ideas and someone else's perspective, they may or may not see a film. I think you should just go out, make your own opinion. No, I'm so sorry, my throat dry as hell. So just go out and just see the film and see if you like it or not. So with that all being said, I love the film. I think it was amazing. it have a lot of action. So if you into action films, you most certainly should go see this movie. It have a lot of action. It's fun. It's they finally pull back from some of the other stuff that they have done before, where the movie was too jokey and too funny, and I am so glad they finally pulled back from that. Um, because Love and Thunder, I think that was the first film in the MCU that I was like, I walked out the theater going, I didn't really like it. It was too many jokey moments in that movie. Um, couldn't really get into it. So this one was taken very serious, which I love so much. If you are missing the old Marvel Cinematic Universe, you are most likely will enjoy this film. It feels somewhere in there. It's somewhere. It kind of feels like, at least to me, very close to the Captain America Winter Soldier, where it was kind of like a drama, but also a little bit political. I've already heard a couple people walk out the theater saying they don't like it for one reason or another, which I don't understand because I've heard people say there's no plot. Can't see my hand. There's no plot. There's no character. It's not like character. It's a lot of characters, so it's weird. I've heard already people say it's not a lot of characters or not a lot of superhero characters, which is not true. There's a lot. There's Captain America. There's the Falcon. There's Red Hawk. Whether he's a hero or not, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, he mostly not. But you get my point. There's a lot of characters in this movie, which which I gotta say they did a good job of having a lot of characters, but without it feeling too crowded. There are some movies where I'm looking at you, Suicide Squad, the first one, where it felt like it was a lot of characters, but not a good amount of development for the characters. And this one is opposite of that, where yes, there is a lot of characters, but they feel very real. It's very like very much a character instead of just a body. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So I really appreciate watching this movie. Um, I think it was a good watch. Let's see, give me a second. Oh, the main plot. It is driven by there. There's we still got that what is it called? That sentient being in the Indian Sea from Eternals, which turned out to be I'm not gonna spoil it, but it turned out to be a very important element in Marvel's comic, and it's something that's very much important to the future of the MCU. It's a element that's even stronger than vibranium, and so there's kind of there's an issue of who have the right to mine this element, and everyone wants their hands on it, of course, and especially General Ross or President Ross in the United States. And so there's a conflict between different countries wanting it, but I think the main two conflicts that's having the biggest issue of who have the right to have this um to have it will be United States and Japanese. They are going head to head to figure out who is. I mean, it's more than that. Obviously, there's a treaty they're trying to do. They're basically trying to come together, but there's an issue, and also there's a secret villain who is controlling things in the background, which is the leader. It's kind of a spoiler, but kind of not. I mean, there's that he is in the trailer. He is just in the trailer, man. I'm so sorry about that constant coughing. He is in the trailer, but they don't show him at almost at all. They show the back of his head on one clip, and then You might hear his voice here and there, which the character is originally from the Hawk movie, the 2008 Hawk movie. And so we finally get to see that character fully. I know in that movie he was like sort of the leader or turning into a leader towards the end of the movie, but they never really show much past that. You know, one person that did not show up in this movie, I am gonna spoil this little thing. I'm sorry if it's just a problem, but I am gonna spoil one thing. Steve Rogers do not show up in this movie, which personally I was a little bit surprised. I thought he was gonna show up like for 2 seconds or something like that, but instead of him, it's you know what? I'm not gonna spoil that. Instead of him, it's someone else. And actually, I like that. I like that this person showed up. Again, I was surprised. I really thought it was going to be Steve Rogers, but it ended up not being. Which is fine. We don't really need Steve Rogers. He's not Captain America. He's an old man. There's no one knows where Steve Rogers is anyway. At least, as far as I can tell, no one knows where that character is. I know they've been hinting that he's here or there throughout different movies and shows since Endgame, but it seems like no one knows exactly where the guy is. Um, there's a secondary villain as you can see at the bottom of the screen right there. We do have that villain. He's actually way more cool than I thought. I was actually worried. I forget his name right now. I'm sorry. He played in Breaking Bad. Yeah, there's a picture right here. You see him. I was worried that he was gonna play him just like he does Breaking Bad character, but no, he does not. Not even a little for real. But he is a badass. He's way more tougher than he looks. Like he's an old dude, but man, he whooped Cap's ass low key. I will say that. Like that was a really cool scene when they throw down. That's kind of a spoiler, but that's kind of obvious. If he's the villain, he's gonna fight the hero. And yeah, that was an amazing scene. You know what an amazing scene was for me was the first time you see the Red Hulk. Like for the last couple of years, people have been complaining about how the Hulk is too soft, and not more savage or not more animal like. And this one man, he is a straight animal. He's a beast. He's like it's like the Hulk when he first showed up in MCU. So it's very similar to that. And because that I personally appreciate stutter a lot. I personally appreciate it a lot. I thought it was amazing. And then the way it looks so amazing. Like it looks great. So if you walk in want to see the Hulk, like the Savage Hulk, a really crazy Hulk, you're gonna love this shit. Like I mentioned, there's the other Falcon. There is another Falcon in the there is another Falcon in this movie, which I truly enjoyed that version as well. So when it comes to post credit scene, oh, this movie's not that long as well. I'm not that sure. I'm not even sure how long this movie is. I have to look it up real quickly. It feels very short in a way, which is good. We don't need. They need to start making movies short, in my opinion. It's 1 hour and 58 minutes. That's under 2 hours, which is great. Most movies is 2 hours and 30 minutes, 3 hours. We don't need all that all the time. Like not every movie need to be a 5 hour goddamn movie. It's absurd. So I'm happy they brought that down. Like we don't need a long movie, which I think this movie benefit not being so long as well. I think the ending was really good. There was a lot of action, like typical action movie or typical hero movie. It is a lot of action, but I don't think they overstuffed it where it's just nothing but stuff blowing up. I mean, there is some of that, but it's not It's not over the top in my opinion. Maybe other people might feel differently. The fight between Captain America and the Hulk was amazing. Perfect almost. When I say perfect almost, I mean for me it was perfect. But I know someone's gonna be like, it wasn't perfect for me, so I'm just gonna say almost. But I really enjoy it. Oh, and then Captain America does get a new suit, which is basically this suit we're wearing right now. Think about it, just regular cap suit, which I'm okay with. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't make a difference. They always pull out a different suit. That's because they're trying to sell more toys mainly. I think that's the main reason why, if I'm correct. Dylan Brooke Ross, I really like seeing him played by Harrison Ford. It's unfortunate that the original actor did pass away, but we got Harrison Ford in the MCU, so that's kind of good. At least I enjoyed it. Okay, so post credit scenes. So there's only one post credit scene. It's semi important. Actually, yeah, semi important. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's important for the future of the MCU. Is important for the multiversal war that's been going on in the background. I think it's more of hinting that basically. Like I said though, it's a great movie. If I were to have to rate it right now, I would say 10 out of 10 Captain America shields because that's how good I think it is. I think I think there's an issue of why some people don't like it. It might be a little because of racism, unfortunately, because they see a black guy play Captain America, and I know some people like, my Captain America ain't black, that kind of crap, which is sad that we live in that time period and people feel that way. And then I think there are some people that just they watch it and just like, yeah, it's kind of boring for me because they got some people are used to the jokey and the campiness of the MCU right now. Especially if you're like really, really young. I could never see someone that's super young being more into that type of MCU because they're not used to the more serious films of the MCU. So maybe that's some reason why some people find it to be boring or whatever. To me, it was so good. Like it was so good. Every villain felt threatening. Every situation felt it so real and just it's a kind of movie that I will watch again multiple times because it was just so good. And I strongly recommend going out and seeing it in the movie theater. So that will be my review. I'm sorry, it is going to be a little bit short because again, I'm not really good at this yet. Hopefully in the future I can do longer movie reviews. I can do older movie reviews. It's my first one, so no, catch me a break. Give me a break for Christ's sake. Um, but no, seriously, like I'm looking forward to do more reviews. But yeah, catch you next time, guys. Peace. Be safe.